guys, welcome to our all new timer. We're experimental time. We'll try it out. But you guys know my co-host right here, Whip, right there, and then right here we have Mexicali. George, he's helping us because we are gonna do fish versus fish tonight. And this one is being sponsored by Dr. Ted's book. Now, he doesn't know that he's sponsoring it, but I took these fish from the back of his book. He's got like 30 different great ideas for fish that you can like backyard tub on how to breed them. He tells you how to breed them, what their temperatures, what type of plants they like. It's an awesome book for tubbing. And so that was my commercial. And Dr. Ted's not paying me, but he gave me that information, so I'm going to use it. And that's how he's sponsoring us tonight. But George, what we do, and for anybody out there that's watching, what we do is we have you guys guess a number. And you know what? I wonder, has prime time ended? Because I don't know if we should just... Okay, maybe we should wait till prime time. So, because we've got 11 people right now, and I want to make sure that we get the scores.
Let's go through the howdies and whatnot, and that'll kill a few minutes.
That'd be awesome.
You've got Xanadu in a full 2 hours ahead of the show. Hi ho,
I wonder if he's still here.
Happy Thursday. Probably not. Then you had Sean Chadwick come in with a super sticker, $3.
Thank you, Sean. You're crazy awesome. And I know he's going to probably watch it tomorrow because he normally says replay group, the replay team.
Seville Steve is here. Hola. Some dude named Chattanooga Ed. Linda Worth.
Linda.
And Miss Dee Dee's here.
Sweet
and
Miss
then
Dee.
some other guy named Mexicali Fish Keeper. I don't know. He's got bad news written all over him. Craigers Catfish.
I wonder if Mexicali lives in Mexico or California. It always makes me wonder.
Neither now. But I actually used to live in Mexico and cross over every day. So
oh my God, that's
awesome. In Arizona. Now I'm in Arizona, so I'm not either in California or Mexico.
That's awesome. What? Okay, well, I'm going to ask you a couple questions while we get ready. Did you say hi to everybody? There's Peplin Creek and Stephen P.
Nancy B in Tennessee showed up with a 27-month membership sticker.
Ooh, that's over 2 years.
Scuba Steve, and then Peplin has got her beat by 5 months at 32.
How do you know that?
It says member for 32 months.
Is there a way I can look at this?
I mean, it's right there if you're looking at StreamYard, it says right there, right underneath Peplin Creek, member for 32 months.
Oh, I don't have I don't have chat on because I've got my photos for my fish.
Oh, well, see, there you go.
Ready to pop.
Stephen P. Denny, hello. Cheryl Smith, hi, Cheryl. Jacob.
Hello, Cheryl.
Mahaffey. Good golly, I don't know how to say your last name. Mahaffey.
Oh, my. Mahaffey. I don't know. Please don't leave us because we can't pronounce it.
Just because I can't say your name. 310 Aquatics. One more.
We both have Illinois education, so blame it on Illinois.
What's that?
Yeah, it's not much better than California, so I'm right there with you guys.
Prime time just ended, so if you want to wait just a few minutes, there should be some interaction coming your way. Stephen P. has been a member for 34 months. There's Miss Zenny.
Nico, I've got to make a 3-year sticker. It's hard to believe that I've been going that long.
I know.
Well,
he says, close enough, I'll forgive you.
There's my sweetheart. She was working hard She's always working super hard as a super mod in both channels.
Yep.
Okay, let's ask George. So, when you lived in Mexico, did you ever visit stores there and stuff?
Oh, sorry. What was that?
When you lived in Mexico, were there fish stores and pet stores?
Not really. There's recently within the last, I want to say 3 years.
Hey, Brenton.
They've gotten more stores. Actually, there's Aquatics, Peces Arrecifes and Más. There's another one called Aquamart TJ. And then there's a couple of other ones that are like, and I want to go check those out because it's like they have this their house, they turn them into stores. So this guy, where he lives, he put up a bunch of aquariums. It kind of, I guess to best describe it would be kind of like what Garden Eater has done, but it's open to the public.
It's
awesome. Open to the public, so you come in and you pick out your fish. But yeah, it's just the whole fish scene is just kind of become relatively new down there in Mexicali. But again, it's probably also because I recently also started getting more involved, and that's probably why I was aware of it. But I've talked to the original owner of the store that I used to go visit, and she told me there wasn't any stores. She was like the first one that had opened up, but she had opened up a business with a different partner before she broke off of that and opened up her own store. So, but yeah, there was not a whole. Here's the thing though, it's not inexpensive to keep fish. So down there, priorities are kind of shifted. They not everybody has the luxury of having aquariums.
Yeah, I get that. And you said one of them had TJ in the name. Is that Tijuana?
Yeah, the original store is in Tijuana, but they opened up a store down here in Mexicali.
Okay,
so we're talking about sorry.
I got invited to go to TJ once.
Oh.
There is this girl at my factory who really liked me. Her name was Hilda, but she was originally from there, and then she moved to California, and then she ended up in St. Louis somehow. But she said she was married, and I was like, oh, well, I don't think I want to date a married girl. And she says, oh, but he's in prison. And she showed me a picture of him, and he had giant green tattoos all over his body. And it's like, I definitely don't want to go anywhere with you.
Yeah.
This dude looked like
I don't want to go back to TJ and find out her brother-in-law is waiting for you down there.
Yeah, it's like
people disappear down there and they're never found. So
well, she took some of the girls from the factory with her, and they all had fun. So that was good that they got to experience that. But oh well, such is life.
So you got one more that came in. You got Larry D.
Hiya, Larry D.
Branton.
Night Owl.
Zenny came in at 34 months as a member. She's part of the 34-month club. Garcia. Garcia Aquarius. Yeah.
And he's on my list.
Rack made it in. Rack
Did you say Rack?
And then
awesome.
Well, Jeff Kane is here.
Oh, I see Brian too. Or
Toonie Loon made it in. If I missed somebody, I apologize. Oh, there's Foxy Fish with 33 months, 1 month behind. She says, hi, Ed, Whip, and George. But I'm sure she meant Jorge because I read it wrong. 33, she looks shocked that she's a month behind. Night Owl. Hey, Night Owl. What's going on, buddy?
And Oinky, there was nothing in between me
and Benjamin Peters is here. I lose my signal every now and again. Sorry about that. And I'm at the bottom.
Though, when she said she was from Mexico and her name was Hilda.
Hilda, yeah. That's a common name.
Is that a common name there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, so bizarre. But I had a couple of the girls at the factory slowly trying to teach me Spanish, and that was always fun.
Yeah. The only thing
And
is in Spanish you don't enunciate the H, so it would be Hilda instead of Hilda.
Hilda.
oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
well, Ilda, and I think her last name was actually something like Margarita or something like that, which sounded weird. Oh my
Right,
gosh,
Marcus.
I forget, and I don't want. I know she doesn't know that I'm here, so it doesn't matter. But I don't need to still offend her somehow. Because she was a very sweet lady. She introduced me to real authentic Mexican food. Oh my gosh.
You know, I used to think I hated Mexican food, and then I started working back in like 2000. Our workforce changed over to about 85 to 90% Hispanic, and I got to try real Mexican food, and I'm like,
Did you try
well,
the
damn,
lunch
this
tacos? Did you get lunch tacos? You know, because that's
Yeah,
like the real
all
common thing.
kind of-
They pack
yeah,
in foil paper. They'll put like a bunch of
Yeah.
tacos in there.
the tamales, they bring in these tamales. I mean, it's just like these giant bushels of tamales. I'm like, oh yeah, our wives were all hanging out together. They made a couple
Yeah.
hundred of them, and I'm like, Jesus, that's awesome. And they were delicious. They weren't those roller tamales that you get in the gas station, that's for sure.
In a can. They weren't out of a can.
Yeah.
One of
Nick
the gals
from the Hard Water Propaganda came in. Hello, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
Hard water propaganda. Well, we might be talking about some hard water fish today. Maybe some
Propagation. Propagation, I guess, is what that
Curtis.
says. Skull.
propagation.
Hello, Skull.
I thought he was going to come on here and like give us a whole lot of. It's going to be hard water forever.
Did you read Nancy B's comment?
Who's?
No, what did?
Check out Nancy B's comment.
Oh, what did Nancy B say?
Oh, she's always.
Oh my god. Well, I'm at least 9 hours away, and my name is Chattanooga Ed. So look for me in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Give me a little bit of a head start.
Hello.
But well, you guys want to start this off? Now, this is going to be.
Yeah, we should probably do this because it takes a while usually.
It does, and we've got Whip's show after this. And George, I don't know, I didn't tell you, but a lot of times we invite you to come over to Whip's. So, I mean, maybe you got to go to bed or something, but if you'd like to come over to Whip's, or Whip, are you doing a show? You'd say, ask Whip that first.
I hadn't even thought about it yet. So, I mean, if we're
okay
on a roll and if we feel like doing it, we can do it. If not,
Okay, well then, let's just get on the roll. These are all fish out of Dr. Ted's book, except for one. And I don't know if he put it in here, but I've seen them tubbed and they look amazing tubbed. So I added it because I wanted to do something special for Whip. And I don't know what type of fish that George loves. So hopefully you like something on this list. But
I'm sure I will.
Should I start with the first picture and just move on down? Oh yeah,
Yep,
let's do that because it looks like that's how I wrote them. So here we go. 10 is you think this would be the ideal fish to tub. 1, forget it. Now all these are probably going to have pretty good ratings because they were picked out by a professional tubber. But let's go with the one that got me started into the hobby is the guppy. I absolutely love these guys. I get like 70 inches of rainfall a year here. I live in a rainforest, so I have to add something to keep my water hard because I'm always pumping rainwater out of my tanks all the time. But so I want hard water for these guppies, and I find the metallic guppies look incredibly awesome because you're looking down on your fish. So the metallics just really shine under the sun. I love the guppies. I'm going to give the guppy a 9, and I'm just going to kick it off. George, what do you say?
I'm there with you. That's very partial to me. I love live bears, so yeah, I'm not gonna disagree very much with you. My only question is, are you dropping Cialis in the water? Is that what you're doing?
No, I
I knew where you were going there.
Oh, Cialis. I know what you mean now. It took me a minute. I was thinking, Cialis, is that a no? I'm not that rich.
You were trying to pump that water and get it hard. I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Yeah, they multiply good enough on their own. So
yeah, right.
I just give them some hard or some crushed coral shells. Or last year I used Cuttle Bone, and you know what? I haven't even dropped anything in yet this year. I should, but okay, Whip. Now I'm gonna warn you, Whip. This isn't gonna probably be your favorite list of fish.
No, I don't imagine it would be.
Okay.
You think he's gonna think it's snacks for his fish?
I wouldn't go as low as Nancy did.
Oh, Nancy, what did she say? Well, I'll wait.
But I mean, I just bought some. I'm gonna try my hand at some Moscow or some blue Moscows out in the tub. See if we can't get them bred up and I guess that might influence my decision on where I rank them if we do it again. But right now, I'd go with a.
Now, from my experience, Moscows are the most sensitive of all the guppies.
Fantastic!
I know they seem to die really fast because they've been inbred so long to get that perfect strain. And the guy who made them, I can't remember his name. He lives down in Brazil, but he's been dead for a long time. So everybody's like always trying to keep his line perfect. But they are beautiful. So
I mean, these are still babies, but I mean, they look good. I mean, maybe what?
I thought the Moscows actually came from Russia.
Well, I think the main guy is actually a Brazilian. So I don't know if maybe he took the guppies from Russia and then made it the super line, or I got to read that. It's been probably 6 years since I read that book.
I just know mine came from 6 years
since I read any fish book.
Yeah, I remember hearing somebody a lot smarter than me talk about that, and that's why I was like intrigued.
Hey, wait.
And the cat is sitting on the list. Sorry, buddy, you can't do this. So, what do you say about the guppies?
I went with 5.
5.
I mean, I'm not going to go crazy low, but yeah. Until I know if I can raise them up into a horde, I'm keeping them at 5.
Did you have? Look at this cat. He's sleeping on my list.
Tell him to get down, Ed.
We got 7 and 6. Did you have a start for them?
I didn't, but they had already started, so I didn't want to mess it up. So let me get back. I'll scroll back till I get where they were. In numbers. What was the numbers? What am I looking for?
7 and 6. 6 and 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 is Jacob Mahefe.
Jacob.
At 8. He's got an 8. And Pepelin at 8 has an 8.
All right. So let me add these up. 18, 16, 21. 39.
You might have to spell that out for me phonetically there, Jacob, just so I don't keep butchering your name.
And George, is it okay should we be calling you Jorge instead of George? Because I don't want to offend
George is fine. I went, no. Yeah, I don't offend very easily. No, the reality is I've gone by George more majority of my life because it's always been hard for people to say Jorge. So I just make it easy on people.
So Hilda, H's are pronounced what?
No, you don't pronounce the H. It's a silent.
Oh,
H is always silent. That's
okay.
why it's not Hernandez. It's Hernandez. It's not what else? What's another H last name?
Jesus, Jose.
Well, no, those are J's. Those are J's.
What did you say?
Oh,
No, the H. Any word that starts with H, you don't.
Jesus.
Yeah, you don't.
Jesus
That's
That's Jesus.
Jesus.
That's a J. You're doing the same thing as me.
Yeah, those are J's.
I don't know too many H's.
Yeah, I was trying to think real quick. I know there's Hernandez. What else?
Is Henry? What's Henry?
Well, that's Enrique in Spanish.
Enrique.
Henry is Enrique
I
in
work with
Spanish.
an Enrique.
Hmm?
My sister's name is Manya, and that's Mary in Czech. And I'd be Edvard if I was over there instead of Edward.
Hector.
So
you say Hector, you don't say Hector.
Oh yeah,
But
that's
that's
right.
the
I do
name.
work with a Hector as well.
Hector's an awesome
So
name.
are you buddies
It's
with
not used
Fathom
enough.
there, Jorge?
No, I don't know that guy.
You don't know Fathom?
Yeah,
Because
no, he's a good friend
he
of
said
mine.
there's an awful lot big glare coming off that upper right hand corner.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
now I understand why Ed wears a bandana. Maybe I should get my hat on.
my first like 2 months of streaming, I didn't wear a bandana, and all I ever saw was this big white spot. So I was like, you know what? I used to wear the bandana when I played hockey and football, and then when I worked in the factory. So I'm just gonna keep wearing it. You know what? My cat sat on the thing and it turned off my channel.
He says, I try to be friends with him. It's hard to look at him.
But I guess it doesn't matter if I'm not on, but it would be nice to be able to be kind of here. So, okay, the next fish is
Hey, Krieger.
the rice fish. Okay, George, I'll let you start with the rice fish.
I would say a 10 just because where I'm at, I can keep them out all year round. They'll tolerate the cold and the heat that we have down here. So for me, it's a 10.
I just learned that today. They can handle up to 103 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. I thought they were always just a cold water fish.
No.
I got to get these suckers. Okay, so that's a 10. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to give them a 9 because I don't know if I can give any of these fish a 10. We're just going to have to see how I feel. But yeah, I mean, rice fish are awesome. And if Nancy B doesn't give rice fish a high score, we'll punch her in the nose. And it's okay because she's from Tennessee, so she likes it. Okay. Whip, what do you say?
I'm going to break the algorithm and say a 4 just because I don't think they're very colorful. They're just silver fish.
You know what?
Put that back up again. Put that back up again.
They are crazy. I wish I got a photo from above because they look like little koi. Like, you know how koi are bred to look down on? Rice fish are the same. They'll have like this different patterns on their backs, like the platinum. The platinums I had just beautiful. I mean, and they look like little lasers with a beautiful silvery pattern, even though that just looks like a white fish.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what they look like, I'm like, you know.
Yeah,
what am I
from
going to do with that?
above, they're amazing. From above.
Well, in Japan, there's such a big thing that they started line breeding them like guppies. So you're starting to see a whole bunch of other different color morphs. And there's more and more coming out every time, especially now that they become popular here in the States.
What? And one of my grail fish is actually a rice fish, and I almost wiped out my whole colony, and I've already got the colony pretty much back. It's my daisy rice fish. I've got probably 15 daisy rice fish. I lost all but 2 or 3. Stupid mistake. I didn't quarantine some guppies. I had these really pretty male guppies I got at a fish store. And I was thinking, I can breed them with some of my females and see what I can do with their try to make a line out of them. And but I couldn't just put them in a guppy tank, so I had to get something open. So I figured, well, I'll put them in with the rice fish because the quarantine tank's full, and it wiped the guppies all died and the rice fish. It's really a bummer.
That's
but
a rough one.
Daisy rice fish, they were daisy rice fish. They're the tropical rice fish. Just love them. So you said 4, Whip?
I said 4.
Oh my gosh. I think Nancy B's going to punch you in the nose. Oh, what happened? What? I lost one of my dice now.
Nico took it.
I'm sorry, George. Normally, I'm a little more professional than this. I think the cat just rested his face on the thing.
Hey, don't lie. Your live streams.
All right, 6.
Yeah.
1,
And 8.
3, 4, 5, 6. It's another 4 by Nathan.
Oh, Nathan. And 6. Sorry, Nancy.
And what's their second number?
6.
6 and what? You normally give
8.
me 2.
8.
Another 8?
I thought I gave you the 8 first. Yeah.
That is wow, it's Nick again. And he is an 8 again.
No, I think you just did Nick twice.
Well, Nick actually answered twice.
Or no, that was Nathan.
Nathan
was
did
Nathan.
4, and Nick did. Oh no, that's not. Sorry, that was not Nick twice.
I'm so confused.
I am confused. Oinky, mine produce. Nope, that's not for me. Ed, if you need more daisies, let me know. I have some growing out. That's from Cheryl Smith.
Well, thank you, Cheryl. Right now, I'm doing good. They're with
Foxy
Hillstream Locust.
says, "I'll provide the stool to reach your nose." Big Sexy's here.
Did we get a number for that? For that second score?
8. He was number 8,
Oh, 8.
and gave it an 8.
Oh, now I understand. I thought you were just saying his number. Okay. So well, that's weird because George gave it a 10 and you gave it a 4. It made it have the same first score as the Guppies, but because of that, they only got a 35. Oh man, I kind of feel bad. I kind of feel like I should have given give it a 10.
I don't know. Maybe 35 is a high number tonight.
Chicken Katie.
Well,
Chicken
the
Katie.
Guppies got 39.
Oh,
maybe they can be a
there's
top
Miss
3 fish.
June. Miss June came in the house. We're talking about her favorite fish.
Yes, June. We might.
All
Here
these fish are
is
snacks
one-
for hers.
This is one that I've always wanted to try. If I ever build like a greenhouse, I think I could keep them year round here because it'll freeze maybe 3 days on average in the winter. I mean, sometimes we get lucky and get a week, but I don't know if or maybe it was the summer. I don't know. It was the summer I was worried about, but it is the White Cloud Mountain Minnows. And I never liked these at all. And I'm sorry, guys, because that probably offends a lot of people. But there's a guy in my club who has long fin white clouds that are solid red. So they're like got a super silver body and solid red fins that are just beautiful. I'm going to give this one a 9. Okay, Whip, we're going to go with you before George.
I'm going to go a 6.
Oh, wow.
6. Wow. Okay, George, what do you think?
I'm at an 8.
All right. Boy, you've been so far, you're 9, 10, 8, and Whip is 5, 4, 6. It's like you guys are keeping them in order. And I'm just always a 9. I'm pretty boring. Okay. I really like tubbing fish, though, so it's going to be hard for me. We got a 9 and a 6. 9 and 6. And if you guys want your fish to be scored good,
9
rate
and
it.
a 6. 9 and
or
a
if you
6.
want it bad.
1, 2.
I see Larry D gave it a 7 and
3,
Peplin gave it an
4,
8.
5.
I see a lot
My
of
sweet
eights.
Slinky said 8.
I see a 10 just because he got some from Nathan.
Nice.
6, 7, 8, 9. Is Uncle Smiley at 8?
No, Smiley.
So you
I'll
got
be
a 10
driving
and
by
an
his
8.
house tomorrow. What was that?
A 10 and an 8.
Oh, actually a 10. Who gave it a 10? Nathan?
Yeah, because he just bought some.
Wow. Nathan's hot tonight. Holy cow. Okay, it's 16 and 15 is 31. 41? What? We got a new leader. That is insane. Okay.
I just
Well,
used the
now
one
here's
that's waving. That was for
here.
HHD.
Oh, okay.
They were looking for a
Well, here we
emoji that high fives. Go ahead. I'm
Gotcha.
done. Go ahead.
We have rosy barbs. Now I just got these. I got neon rosy barbs, so they're a little more bright, and that's what this is right here. So it's a little less red and a little more orange. But these guys you have to drop rocks into the tank so that way, or the tub rather, and they'll drop their eggs down into the cracks of the rocks, and then they'll pop out babies, and you'll have a whole bunch of rosy barbs. So this year I am trying my first barb. I've never bred barbs. Nope, that's a lie. I have bred barbs. But this will be my second barb I've ever bred.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm gonna give it a 7 because I actually they haven't bred yet. And it's gonna be interesting, and hopefully it works out good for me. George, what do you think of these guys?
I've never kept them. I've heard of them, but I never had seen them. I just looked them up right now, and just because I've never kept them, I'm going to give them a 6.
Okay, they're super cheap. I went to Petco first to get them, and they were $5 a piece, but all they had were girls. So I went to the local fish store, and all he had was boys for $4. And he said he doesn't order any females because they're ugly. So I bought his boys and went over and got the girls for $1 more. So, but I mean, that's a really cheap experiment for me.
So the females are what, like gray? Is that what it is?
They're kind of a gold. They're kind of gold with the same black dot. And the boys are normally more red, but because these are neons, they're more of an orange. But the girls will be gold with a little bit of red and that black dot on their tail. They're real easy to identify, boys and girls. Yeah. I mean, they're pretty small. They're only an inch, maybe an inch and a half.
Okay.
And they aren't like fin nippers like people say like other barbs. It's really tiger barbs give barbs a bad name.
I've had them, and that's not been an issue for me, but I may just gotten lucky.
Yeah. Well, how many did you keep in your tank?
I had a group of about 15 when I started out.
That's smart. If you get like a group of 10 or more, they'll just bother each other. They won't mess with anybody else. But when people just buy like 3, that's when they start beating up everybody else.
Well, they're in with the blue gourami, and he's the one that used to run K7. He was a tank boss.
Yep. Okay, Whip, what do you say?
I'm going to stick with my last answer and go 6.
6.
I was thinking about 7, but I don't know enough about them.
Yeah, well, and I got a double number, so should we just give one person? Okay. It was 2 3s. Oh my gosh, I got 2 10s. Okay, this time it's a 9 and a 7.
9 and a 7. So we got 1, 2, 3,
Probably not
4,
enough people
5,
like Rosie
6,
Barbs to score.
7. We got Denny with a 7.
Dennis.
Denny with 7 at 7. 8, 9. And we got Cheryl Smith at 9. She has an 8 at position 9. She rated at 8. 8, 8, 8.
All right. Well, I would love to hear. I wish we could force them to come up and tell us if they ever
Why?
did it before. So 12 and 7 is 19, and 19 and 15 is 34. All right.
We got a tie
Let's
ball
see
game.
what our now. This is one that I have bred, the Odessa Barbs, and seriously, I don't know how my Odessa Barbs are breeding. I mean, they're fully grown out and beautiful, and that's why they're breeding, but they're only in a 20 long. I'm going to be putting them in my 200 soon, so hopefully a lot more will survive and they'll really get breeding. But these things are super cool. Now, these are a lot like the Rosie Barbs. The boys will turn this black and red that's just super hot and beautiful, and the girls kind of stay a gold with a little bit of red. But when you see that boy swim up there, because they're like really ferocious eaters, like they'll go after it. It's like, wow, that's an incredible fish.
Now,
So I'm
how
going to
warm
drop
can they
that.
get?
How warm?
Do they tolerate? Yeah, do they tolerate warmer weather?
You know what? We're going to go and have a Dr. Ted look.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, that's a great question. I keep them in 78 all the time because of my fish room. But let's see what Dr. Ted says. Okay, here they are. He says between 40 and 90 degrees. So
Oh wow.
I have heard that they can handle cooler temperatures. You don't have to have heaters on them.
Then I can keep those year round too. So in that case, that puts it up like a higher number.
They are just an incredible fish. Now, my picture is a lot prettier than Dr. Ted's, but maybe Dr. Ted's is his own picture. But you see, this boy hasn't completely gone super bright red, and he still has some of that gold on his butt belly. That gold will turn black, and the red will just turn like cardinal red. So I'm going to give these guys a 9 because that's one of my favorite fish. I really like them. Okay, George, what do you think?
I'm going to give them an 8 just because I can keep them year round.
They really like spirulina, so I feed them spirulina flakes, and I feed them spirulina infused shrimp. That's what I spoil them. Okay, Whit.
I'll give it a 7. I like them.
A 7, and I'm sure they can eat just regular flake food. But I was told if you give them spirulina, the reds really darken up. So that's what.
Yeah, the only ones that. The reason I am that I know these is because of, I guess, Greg Sage. He's the one that bred them until he got them. Those are supposed to be like the most coveted ones, right?
Oh, I don't know. I got into them like 3 years ago because I wanted an unusual looking, beautiful fish for my aquascape at the Clash. And so I got a whole bunch of babies and then raised them up just super fire awesome. And I took them up there and I put them in the water in Pennsylvania and they all died. So
who are you going to execute?
And I felt really bad, but then I went back to my fish store and bought some more, and I've raised them up again. And I've also gotten one from Select Pet, John from Kentucky. Sometimes we'll share a table at the swaps, and he had one Odessa Barb in a bag, so I bought it. But we got 1 and 3.
1 and 3. So many people are left out.
Low people here.
So Nick, the hard water propagation, gave it a 6. And 3?
Awesome. And 3.
I don't know if June was playing or not. She gave it a 7-10, so I'm not gonna. That's not. I'm not gonna count that one.
We could give
I'm
it a
gonna go
7.
with Foxy. I'm gonna go with Foxy and give it a 3.
What? I don't know if we can accept that.
June, I apologize. I don't. 710 is not.
Maybe it was 7 out of 10.
Oh my gosh, Foxy. I am so
Maybe?
disappointed with you. Okay, 17, 20, 27, 33. That is now the worst fish.
Yeah, Nick gave it a 6 and a 3. That's only 9 out of the participation people here.
I was looking for the next fish to pop over here, and it's over here. Okay, here we go. Oh, we're out of order. Okay, we're at the very bottom. This one is in his book, and it's the Zebra Daño. And I decided to also add the glowfish to the Zebra Daño because there's a guy at my fish club who just bought a bunch of pink ones and threw them in his tub, and he has, you're not allowed to sell them, so he brings them to the club and gives people bags of 10 or 20, and they're all fluorescent pink. And I mean, it's kind of cool to see 10 to 20 fluorescent pink fish. I bet you that'd be perfect for getting your daughter into fishing. And if you could like get her some little ornament like Hello Kitty and put that in her tank and then throw those pink Daños in, I think that would be awesome. But since we are on a live stream, I do need to say it's against the law to breed them and sell them. But if they accidentally breed in your tub, tough luck on them. Okay. So I'm going to give it an 8. I think they're neat. And they're tough. When I was a kid, the Zebra Daños were always the fish that lived in my tanks. So what do you think, George? Do you like Zebra Daños?
I like they would be middle of the road for me. They would be a 5.
Okay. That's totally fair. And Whip? 2. Oh my gosh.
I kind of like the leopard Daniels a lot better.
Yeah. I decided to go with the cheapest one on the list. He has a bunch of different Daños on there. He had giant Daños and celestials on there, and maybe leopards. I don't know
in a tub. At least the neons you could see them.
Yeah.
Honestly, the neons kind of look like rice fish.
Oh yeah.
Now Daniels in a tub, meaning it could be like a flower pot, a big flower pot, and that's considered a pond. So yeah, I could see that working instead of the big stock really tanks cool. that most people think of a pond.
Yeah, I run 110s, but I do have a couple of others that are smaller that are like 40s, but I haven't had much success on the adults live, but the young don't do so well. And I don't know if it just gets a little too hot and the fountains don't work good enough for him, or like my neighbor's dog, I caught him drinking out of it a lot. So maybe he was slurping them down. I don't know.
No, my dog drinks out of my totes all the time, and the fish will dive down. They don't stay on the surface.
Wait. I love this dog. He's a retired police officer dog, so I can't tell it not to. 8.
Okay. 8
and 2.
All right, we're scrolling. So I did not scroll down, so I didn't let the people influence my my decision making. It looks like Oinky put it as a 10.
10. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, she was like a 10 plus 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 plus.
Yeah. And then Pep is at a 4.
A 4. Well, it's a little better, more impressive than what his fiance did to the last fish. Let's see, what did Pep won once before, didn't he? Yeah, he gave an 8 to the guppies. So we can't be too mean to Pep.
June gave it a 0. Benjamin Peters gave it a 0. Yeah, you got
that's probably a 10, and they just forgot to put the 1.
Yeah. Well, Larry got the 1 because he's got 1. But then you got Denny, who's got a 9. So it's all over the board. Uncle Smiley gave it a 7.
It now
is
winning. It's winning last place with a 29. Okay, let's see.
I'll do it again, Ed. She'll do it again.
Colombian blue tetras. This is a fish that I've wanted to do for a while, and I was surprised it was in his book that I could actually breed these things, because I don't think I've ever bred a tetra in my life. The babies are always so small, but maybe in the tubs there's just enough life out there for them to eat, and you don't have to worry about it. I was reading his instructions on the Columbia blue tetras. He said that you do have to use 2 tanks, 2 tubs. So you would put a mop in there and pull them out and put that in the empty tub and raise their babies. I guess they'll eat the babies. So this is the only fish on the list that eats its babies regularly, like hardcore. So I think it would be neat to have Colombian blue tetras. I really like them. They get about, pretty big, and they're like silver dollars, but a little neater and a little more affordable.
They never look good at the store. It's not until you get them to your tank and they get relaxed that the colors really start coming in. But at the store, you don't give them a second look.
Have you had them before?
I have them.
I have never had them before. So, have you ever bred them?
No, because they're in a community tank, and I see them drop eggs, but I know the Corys are picking off the eggs.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Did I score that? Or did we get a score from it?
Not
okay,
yet.
George, we'll give you get to go first.
All right. I would give them an 8.
An 8. I really want these, but for tubbing, to be able to breed them, I could get the points for breeding them. But 2 tubs dedicated to 1 fish is kind of tough for me because I really like having a lot of tubs. I'm going to give a 7. I think I'd rather just have them in a community tank. Okay, Whip, what do you say? That's a little bigger fish than normal on this list.
And I actually have one, although they didn't do so great for me. I got 6 of them, and I have 1 left. It is a fairly good-looking fish once you get it to settle down.
How big? Is it like
it's
silver dollar?
It's a little bit bigger than like a serpe.
Do they get to silver dollar size?
No. This is a couple years old. Yeah.
Okay. No, they get about 3 inches.
It was, but I won the a gift certificate from one of the giveaways. It was $100 gift card, and I bought 6 fire somethings, and then 6 of the Colombians, and then 6 serpe, and they're the only things that really did well. So I think it was like ABC. I don't want to say because I don't want to like bury them, but out of the 18 fish, only like 2 lived.
So what do you score it?
I would give it an 8. Just now, if I'm putting it in a tub and trying to breed it, that might lower it. But just as a fish in general, I'd give it an 8.
I don't think it would be that pretty of a fish in a tub.
Probably not.
Although they're really ground fish and looking down. I mean, but they might get super beautiful when you bring them in because they have like this blue hue that might really darken up blue.
They definitely have a blue upper body and the red underneath.
Yeah, that blue might really pop.
I wonder if you had a bunch of guppy grass when you're breeding them outside, if you could get the fry to make it. Give them somewhere to hide.
You'd probably still have casualties, but I bet you some of them would. Although they are fast. They are fast fish. They're not, they're little torpedoes.
I have guppy grass, so I could try. Okay, so this time, grass. Are you, I'll send you some.
No, I have some from Rico. You gave it to him, awesome. and it did well, and he gave me some.
I got to mail some to Scotty because I forgot what fish he has. Oh, he wants to start breeding cherry barbs. And guppy grass is great for cherry barbs because they like to rub the eggs off. And then you can just scoop the guppy grass out, or you can scoop the parents out and then grow the babies out. Okay, so we got 7 and 2.
So 2 is going to be our Lady Zen with a 4.
Zen coming in.
And what was the other number? 2 and 4?
7.
7. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is Denny with a 9.
Man,
Denny likes them
like
tiny
tearing
fish.
It up.
Yeah.
You know, Dennis is really awesome to talk to because he's like had all sorts of fish over the years. Okay, so that's 12 and 15 is 27, 36. Wow, that got a pretty high score. Okay, now here's one that I thought would be really cool in your tanks. Platies. Because you can pretty much pick whatever color you like in the world and buy that. I mean, there are platies that are red, white, and blue. There's, like, you can see that bright red one there. I used to have a tuxedo red one that kind of had a black back end and the red front. I have some, I used to. They all kind of died off, but I had Green Lanterns that were black with a green spot in the middle. So, and then I think this white one isn't very cool looking. But so platies are an awesome little fish, and they'll have a lot of babies. And if you throw some guppy grass in there, you'll have more because platies, I've had some really aggressive platies. I had some blue platies that had red tails, and they destroyed their babies all the time. So I gave them to one of my friends in Kansas or in St. Louis. I don't have them anymore. But I am going to give a platy a 9 because I think that'd be a wonderful tubbing fish. Okay, Whip, you're nodding your head. Let's go with you. Well, George, we'll go with you. You just said 9.
Yeah.
Why? Any particular reason?
Just because I got to pull them in once it starts getting consistently 114. They don't do well when it gets too hot.
Oh, that's the only reason. I couldn't imagine 116. But you probably don't have a lot of humidity.
No, that's why I lose a lot of water from the
I'd be a dead man. Fat people don't do well in hot temperatures like that.
Well, my doctor told me, because I have lots of allergies, and my doctor told me I need to move to Arizona or New Mexico to the desert, and I'd be able to breathe good. And instead, I moved from St. Louis in the Midwest to a rainforest. I mean, it rains nonstop, so our mold's super high, and we have plants from the north and the south. So we always have pollen year round. It is horrible to live here sinus-wise. Oh my gosh. Another thing I hate about this town is because it rains so much, we get this mold all over your sidewalks and your house and stuff, and you have to power wash it off. It's gross. It's almost like a black mold, but it's not the black mold that everybody hates. It's just a ugly mold. Okay,
the mold
what do you say, Whip?
I'm going to give it an 8.
An 8. Oh, you're wearing a Rico tonight.
I am wearing a Rico.
That's awesome. Okay. And we're rolling. And we got a 1 and a 6. So let's see if he said start, and maybe I can find it.
No, I can find it.
Okay, cool.
1 and a 6. Big Steve was 1, but he threw a percentage in there. I don't know if you want to use it or not. He's got 7.25.
I'll just give it him a 7.
Okay. What were the two numbers again? I've already forgotten.
1 and 6.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seville Steve gave it a 10.
Oh my gosh, it was the Battle of the Steves.
Yeah. That was going to score pretty good.
Yeah, this is going to score really good, I think. Oh my God. Yeah, it scored a 43. We have a new leader. 43 for the Platy. I did not picture the Platy possibly winning this thing. Okay,
well,
here is
across the board. They were pretty high, so yeah.
Yeah, really. No haters. Was there any haters normally on there?
Let me see. I thought I saw somebody. I'm not sure. Well,
I don't know.
I think the lowest I've seen is 6. Yeah, 6 was the lowest score. That's pretty good.
Zen hates Platies, but she doesn't hate them enough to give them less than a better than average. So, okay, well, here is a cool one that I
3 like Roxy.
Yeah, I wonder, did Roxy go, or maybe I offended Roxy and she left?
No, she's still here. She's still giving.
She gave him a 9.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Okay, so here we go. This is one that I wanted to do this year. I found them on Amazon. Have you ever bought fish on Amazon?
No.
It's awesome because if it's free shipping. And there's I've gotten some really nice guppies off of Amazon. There's a shop in Houston that sells beautiful guppy lines, and I've got Prime, so I don't pay for the shipping. And I mean, they ship so well. It's awesome. Okay. So they had like some type of a bag that's like a bag in a bag. Like they put the water in this bag, then they stick an air hose in, and it fills up around the water bag. And then they just pull the hose out, and it has stickiness in this thing, and it just seals itself. And I was really impressed, and I think I ordered some in case I ever send fish because it was such a cool system. But I digress. This is the croaking Grommy or the sparkling Grommy.
Oh, yeah.
Now with these guys, let me show you. I'm sorry. These guys are a smaller Grommy. You want to have some type of water lily because they'll make their bubble nests on the bottom of the water lily leaves. And Dr. Ted sent me a water lily like 2 weeks ago. It has like 14 leaves on it now. It had 0 leaves when I put it in the tub. I can't believe. Whip, is yours going crazy?
No, but it's not. It's not dying, which is in whip water. As you know, that's a win.
Yeah. I just can't believe how this thing is going. So I've never had these things. I'm going to give it a 7 because I want to try them. I mean, I'm not in love with the fish. I've never been a huge Grommy guy. I only use Grommies to eat planaria. They're great. They're great at getting rid of planaria. But other than that, just not a Grommy guy. So 7 from me. What do you say, George?
The only reason I'm going to score them lower than I want to is because they jump. They're jumpers. And if you're tubbing, you got to either keep the water level real low or you got to figure out a way to cover it. But for me, it's going to be an 8 just because of that. Because I've lost them. I've had them, and I've lost them because they've jumped.
I try to always keep my tubs 5 to 6 inches low because, like yesterday, we had 2.5 inches of water. So I really should drain it, but I think I'm going to wait till I get back on Sunday because it's like, 3 inches to the top now, but it's not supposed to rain while we're gone. So I think it'll be okay. Okay, Whip, what do you think?
I'm going to go 5.
The 5?
Yeah, I'm not impressed with the gourami.
Aw. It's kind of it's not as cool as a samurai gourami, but it is kind of a pretty little gourami. The gourami, I don't understand why people like it as chocolate gouramis. I think they're the ugliest of the gouramis, and people like them, I think, because they're named chocolate.
Have you seen the giant? The giants are not particularly easy on the eye either.
Yeah.
That's like the big giant ones. I'm not a fan.
Those are Quasimodo of the fish kingdom.
Right?
They remind me of the Toxic Avenger. That's who they remind me of.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah. Okay, so we got, that was what we got last time. We wanted one of the dice. I just watched it. It rolled off the table.
You rolled too hard.
I didn't think it. Yeah, it rolled up, and when I pulled it down, it like fell off. I've never had that happen. Maybe that's what happened when Nico. I thought it was Nico's fault. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, I don't know if we have that many people. Let's do it. It was a 10 and a 9. This time it's a 3 and a 6.
You definitely have enough people. You're shortchanging them those latecomers. 3 and a 6.
Let's go 9 and 10. Let's go 9 and 10 because that was originally what it was.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 is Uncle Smiley with an 8, and Zenny gets her second vote in with a 10.
Well, and Zen and Joel owe you big because you allowed their opinions to be heard. I mean, not Joel, but Uncle Smiley. Okay, so we got.
Well, that's the same guy.
26, 31, 43. No, that can't be. Okay, 15 and 15 is 20, 28, 38.
15 and 15 is 30, pal.
No, 15 and 5 is 20.
Oh.
Plus 8 is 28, and then plus 10. I was probably carrying the 15 and said 15. And we're on the last fish of the night, and we're only 3 minutes over.
Elishon,
here we go.
Smartest man in the room.
And this one is for you, Whip, African cichlids.
That's interesting. Never thought about that.
Oh my gosh. When I was in Florida, I was looking at the African cichlids tubs that people had, and like they were fantastic. The sun makes them super bright. The farms grow them out there, so they're really pretty, but people put them in their tubs and ponds. Actually, I don't know if they do tubs down there. They just do ponds year round, but it's amazing. And so I added African cichlids. And George, you might be able to do African cichlids year round.
Yeah. The problem is down here, everybody does African cichlids because they do so well.
Yeah.
That's how well they do. Everybody has them.
And they're so colorful. You can see them from across the pond and everything. So,
yeah.
I mean, I get it. And they're big. You can see them. You're not looking at a 1-inch fish that's may or may not be able to see.
They might tear up a lot of your plants.
For sure.
You're going to want to have potted plants that like go right up to the top, like the grass and stuff, and have a lot of rock inside, and then get a plant that likes to be soaking in the water, but everything's outside of the water.
They don't really eat the plants. Yeah, they don't eat them. They just, I don't think. I mean, maybe some of them do, but like if you follow Camp Kennan at all, He's a reptile guy down in Florida. He had Aquascape. All kinds of contractors went down there and they built him this giant rec pond. And he's got Africans in there. And his plants do fine until he puts turtles in there, and the turtles eat the plants. But his plants are big enough that the African cichlids can't really do anything to them.
I think with a pond, if they have a big enough area to explore, maybe they would leave plants alone more too. Like in a tank,
that could be.
They're all pinned up in a 40-gallon or 55. So they're looking at this plant all day long thinking, I could move this.
I can redecorate that.
I mean, that I had a huge Anubias, like this big, in this one tank that was empty that I put that red devil in. He pulled every leaf on it and killed it. And I mean, it was a huge Anubias. Jerk face. Okay, so I've seen this and it's amazing. If you can do it, I'm going to give it an 8. Okay, George, it's on you.
I'll agree with you, Nate. And Nate, the problem is everybody has them out here. So what am I going to do with all the fry? But I like them. I mean, that would be a Nate.
I'd probably go. I go if it's African cichlids, I would probably go 8. I really want to do the electric blue acara in a tub, which is a cichlid, but it's not from Africa. But if we're talking all cichlids,
you can throw it in there. Yeah, you can throw it. I was thinking. I guess I could have said cichlids in general. It was just the photo was all Africans. And a lot of times when people think South Americans, they think big, even though there's big Africans. But okay, you said a 10?
I'll give it a.
That's fair.
He froze.
Oh, he did. I think he said a 10. And I picked that fish just for him.
If I can include.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry, Whip.
He breaks up.
At least he doesn't look terrible.
South American species too. 8 if I can.
Oh, that was bad. You just did a road runner.
Hopefully you didn't hear my cursing.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's just Africans, I'll go 8. If it's all cichlids, I'll do 10.
Okay, we'll go all. I don't mind. Now, let's see what the people say, because this is the last fish of the night.
Last fish of the night, people.
If you hate one of the choices, this is your only opportunity to beat it. Or you better give it a low one if your fish is in the lead. But we have a 10 and a 2.
I think we should re-roll.
Why?
Because I don't like number 2.
We'll go with number 10 first. Count 10 and then count 2.
Freaking Nancy B. Freaking Nancy B gave it a 0.
Oh, wow. My God. That hurt.
Well, because we can't do zeros, I'm going to have to move it up to a 1. Okay,
why can't
so
we do
now,
zeros?
Well, because 2, 3, I can't add
4,
0. I can't
5,
add 0.
6, 7, 8, 9, and then freaking Foxy gave it a 1. Oh.
You almost had it. You were doing so good.
Why can't we just go with Uncle Smiley and Nathan? I think that would be better options.
Okay, we got 16, 26. And then it only ended up with a 28. It went from possibly being the best to the worst. Well, the people have spoken.
Man, he says it's perfect.
People have spoken. They would rather have zebradeños than cichlids.
Yeah, but you know what? I always say people are stupid.
You know, I'm
Not my
surprised
audience.
goldfish didn't make the list.
You know what I'm surprised is the fish that Nancy does have, or she had. I assume you still have it, Nancy. Is the rainbow shiner.
Oh,
Well, he had a. Well, I don't know if he had native fish, but he had Godaids on there. He didn't have any koi or goldfish in the book. So, and like I said, I did cheat, so I wanted to make Whip happy for the last fish.
Yeah,
because
Whip,
we gotta have
our electric blue Akara, and they are.
Oh, he froze up again.
Yeah. Floss
See, this
fishing,
is what happens when you love cichlids.
I got some from I my internet is just crap, but I have them. Cheryl Smith sold me some at the last Iowa swap.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, fishing. White clouds were at the top of the list. They were like the third fish we talked about, right?
Yeah. They did all right. They didn't do great, but they didn't do bad.
Well, they did better than African cichlids.
Do you want something like one more bonus score for your? I was going to try to give him a bonus score.
No.
If you could pick one, Ed, what would you pick?
An African cichlid? Like which African?
No. Any fish that you would want to put outside. What would you pick?
Oh man. Well,
good night, Larry.
Night, Larry. Thanks for coming, buddy. If I find a violin, I'm going to make Kevin. You can tell him. I don't know if I can find a little violin now. That's something, an inside thing that only he knows about. What was I talking about? What type of fish would I want if I could have any fish to put out there?
Yeah.
I think I'd like to do another rice fish or try rice fish outdoors. Okay. I only set up 5 tubs this year, which is like last year I ran 6 different guppies, and this year I'm just running 4 guppies and those bards. What are the rosy bards? Rosy barbs.
With a B.
Wow. Barb. Yeah.
Barb.
So but I think it'd be really neat to be able to try rice fish, because the reason why I didn't do rice fish is I thought it would get too hot. And now that I know that they can handle the superheat, that's a perfect fish for me. You know, it doesn't get above 100 very often here because of all the rain we get, but we are below the frost line, you know, so it gets hot a lot, but we get rain like every other day. So it seems like it's always cooling down. But there might be like 1 week in August where we get no rain and the tanks will get up into the 90s. And I was just afraid that all the rice fish would die. So, yeah. Well, if you could have one fish, what would it be, George? For tubbing.
I could keep one outside. Let me see. Well, why don't I keep outside? I don't know. I think the swordtails that I have, I would put outside.
He had swordtails in the book. I didn't go with swordtails because I didn't want to do too many live bears.
Yeah,
and
so you almost a lot of people like group platies, swordtails, and mollies all together, just because they're fairly similar.
Yeah.
Now the mollies and the guppies will crossbreed, and
I thought it was the mollies and the swordtails. No, not the platies and the swordtails will cross.
Yeah, they're in the same family.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen it. I'd never seen a guppy and a molly, and then last year I saw my first 2 moppies in my whole life. George, or not George, John, the guy that I got the one Daniel from, he had just one because he said he thought it was a deformed looking guppy. So he put $2 on it and put it on his table to sell at the swap. And I kept looking at it and it was like, that's a moppy. And I came back to buy it and some little girl had already bought it. Like a 6-year-old or 7-year-old girl. So, Nico, stop pushing buttons. Oh my gosh, how do I
So
turn
what do
this
they
off?
look like?
I
have to look
really, it looked like a Molly with a big tail. That one. And they're like mules. They can't breed.
Yeah.
So it had the big flowing tail, but it was on a Molly's body. So it was kind of neat. So what you get one fish to put outside, what would it be? How about this? When you first move to Tennessee and you do your first tub here, what's it going to be?
Probably blue acara. I think I'm going to try them outside. I was going to try the ones that Cheryl sold me, and I like them too much. I like looking at them, so I'm not going to put them outside. But if I put them outside, I want it to be bigger. They don't have to be Oscar size, but as somebody who lives in the north, I have to pull them. Have to. Nothing out there is going to live except for maybe a goldfish. And I don't want to be trying to search around in there. I mean, I've never done a tub with fish in it before. So I don't know what the logistics are of getting everything out safely and all that. But I sure as hell don't want to be looking for guppies that are, this big in October,
Yeah. Well, that's what I do. But October isn't that bad here. I'll be in my shorts doing it. But here's the thing is, I've had Africans before, but in tanks, and I always had like labs, smaller Africans, but they've got to be able to eat the mosquitoes. So I know that your blue acaras would go after probably all of your your dragonfly nymphs. That would be awesome to clean those out and probably eat your snails in there too. But will it eat the mosquito larva? Because you don't want them.
The fry will. The fry will.
Oh, that's right. The fry would. Well, I'd want to put them in
before
young.
I forget, Nathan wants to tell you that he sent you a link for the tiny violin.
Yes.
Oh,
it's just hard to get a word in when Ed gets rolling sometimes.
I'm sorry. Let me find the link.
He did ask us to let you know.
I don't know where it is.
Well, yeah. Where did you send it, Nathan? Because if you put it in here, you're without being
no. He said he sent it to him. Let me see. Let me read the email. He says, "Tell him I sent the link." I'm assuming your phone. Does he have your phone number?
Well, it's probably either on my phone or on my Instagram
Facebook.
or Facebook. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Oh, Messenger, Facebook Messenger. He said.
Awesome.
There it is.
I know how to use that. I just don't know. I'm not very good with email. That's what I'm bad with.
Okay.
Well, Whip, do you want to do a show?
I don't think I'm gonna.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm just gonna go to bed.
Okay.
So I mean, we can go a little longer if you guys want to go longer, but once we're done, I'm thinking we're done.
How about do you guys want to go 11 more minutes and then we shut it down?
Yeah.
So it's
we'll go top of the hour. Yeah, sounds good.
I have to drive to the bottom of Georgia tomorrow. I'm getting up at 9 because I forgot today was a federal holiday. And happy Juneteenth to everybody out there. I went to my bank to cash a check and it couldn't cash it. And I'm like, no.
Denny says half beaks would be interesting.
Oh man, half beaks would be super cool. But I wonder if they'd be easy pickings for predators since they just hang up at the top real slow. You'd want guppy grass or something. It would be interesting. It would be really neat.
Yeah, you
But
could always
could
you could always throw a net or something over it to keep, depending on what the predators are you're talking about. If you're talking like birds and whatever, you'd put a net. If you're talking frogs and dragonfly, then I don't know how you keep them up.
Dragonflies are nets also, because dragonflies they have fixed wings and they can't fold their wings down. So if you put bird net over your tubs, they can't get in as long as your tub is long, the water's lower than their butts, because they'll try to put their butt down into the water. So that's another reason why I used to keep it 5 inches and I kept a net over it. But now I like having all the flowers in the plants. So,
Dr. Ted.
Oh, hi, Dr. Ted.
We just went over best fish for tubbing and using your book as our blueprint for fish to keep.
Yes, you sponsored us tonight from Dr. Ted. So, but I really don't have problems with dragonflies. Dragonflies, the big ones that'll kill your guppies. I mean, they'll eat the fry, but the big guppies, it'll take them 3 years to mature enough to eat full-grown adult guppies. And I'm shutting my tanks down after 8 months every year. So the nymphs never get much bigger than like my fingernail. They're all maybe even smaller. They never get very big. So I mean, maybe they eat their fill and guppy fry, but man, when I pull my guppies out, I normally have I put 25 in and I pull out 1,000. So I'd rather see the beauty of the flowers. And every day I go out there and I search for frog eggs, and I just pull the frog eggs out myself. So I don't have to deal with frogs. And I know that they'll jump in there and maybe eat some stuff. And I have raccoons that'll jump in my tubs. But they don't bother the small fish either.
Do you put netting?
I just hope they don't mess with Dr. Ted's plants. What?
Do you put netting on the top of your tubs, or you just leave them open?
I used to do netting, and then I even set up cages and a wood thing with a metal grate over it, because then it's super safe. But I couldn't enjoy the flowers that were coming out of the water hyacinth and stuff. So I just leave them bare. If I ever got into it hardcore, I've got 2.5 acres, and it's really weird because my neighbor's property goes down, and then I own the property behind his yard, and he has a privacy fence along the back, which is really weird because it's woods. It's like I've got a 20-foot strip of grass that I have to mow behind his house, and it's like 20 yards by 20 feet. And I thought about putting tubs all along the back of his fence line. And if I did that, I would net them all, and that would be just to raise guppies, but I don't sell guppies. And
what?
If I ever did, that's what I'd do.
Drew had an owl stealing fish from his tub. An owl.
Yeah. I'm
shocked that they would bother with something so little.
Oh, my mom and dad's best friends in St. Louis kept having their koi disappear from their little pond
koi,
that they
I understand.
built.
Yeah.
Well, so they put a grate over it, and the fish were still disappearing. So they put a camera on it, and it was an owl. And when they put that grate over it, the owl was actually standing on the grate, reaching down into it and pulling them out. So it's like they were assisting the owl. And now they just do goldfish.
The baby Ruth bar in the tub, Ed.
Gross. Was that from Dr. Ted?
Yep.
Yeah.
It sounds like Dr. Ted. I see it now.
And then Nathan said, I got a question. How can I keep dog fur out of the tanks? And it jumped, so hold 1 minute. Without covering them completely, I made lids that covered them, but the fur still made it in somehow. You get rid of your dogs.
What's he got? Sheep dogs or?
I don't know.
Something really furry. Get something with short hair
Of
like
course,
a
if you do that,
Great
Nathan,
Dane
I
or
can't
a
be your friend anymore.
poodle. But the most amount of fur I ever pulled out of a tub was a squirrel. Had drowned in my tubs.
I've had a couple chipmunks do that. Never a squirrel,
chipmunks
but a
are
couple
cute.
chipmunks.
The
And
squirrel was a huge squirrel.
somebody snuck into the yard one year when I had my snapping turtle out there. So there was no aeration. There was nothing out there. It was just a bucket of water, basically. I mean, it was a pond, but there was nothing. There was no movement. And they tried to put in I don't know what the hell it was. It was a fish about that big, looked like a tilapia or something. And I don't know what they were thinking, but it definitely died. And even the snapping turtle's like, what the hell am I going to do with that? It was so big.
He must have been one of your friends.
Had to have been, right?
They had to be messing with you.
But I didn't find it until it sat in there a long damn time.
Dr. Anthony has an amazing story about how no, it wasn't Dr. Anthony. It was Dan from Get Gills has an amazing story where he would take care of a doctor's fish room, a professor, and that's why I pictured Dr. Anthony. But he would take care of it when he would go down south. And he wanted to help him out by getting him fish too, and he put a little bass that he caught into one of the guy's fish tanks, and it was eating all these rare fish that the guy was bringing up.
Oh.
And he said, "Did you put a bass in one of my fish tanks?" It's a great story. If you guys ever meet Dan, you got to ask him about that story because it's absolutely fantastic. Well,
me.
I got to thank everybody because we are on the back leg. We've got 3 minutes, so I want to thank all my members so much. Thank you guys for being members. I really, really appreciate it a lot. Helps out a ton. And also, thank you to all my mods. You guys kept everybody pretty good and calm, except for Dr. Ted, but we'll take it anyway because he's sponsoring the show.
He did.
Thank you, Dr. Ted, for making thank you, Dr. Ted, for making an amazing book. George, you are an awesome special guest. If you ever want to come back and hang out, we'd love to have you.
Just let us know ahead of time so I can take the day off.
And Whip, thank you too. And
hey, I'm always here for you, buddy.
When's your next show? Are you doing one Saturday?
I'll probably do one Saturday at 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Central. Like 2 a.m. in whatever time zone that Jorge's there in. What is it? 2 o'clock Central is what? 12? Is it noon?
Yeah. Right now we're on Pacific Standard Time because the time shift, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, some of those states down there don't do the time shift. Like Arizona.
Arizona doesn't. I thought
Indiana.
Somebody was telling me. I think Texas is thinking about not doing that anymore.
Illinois was thinking about it. They'd passed it and everything, and then they never pulled the trigger.
I wish they would just make Tennessee one solid time zone, because literally, if I drive directly north for 3 miles, I'm in Central Time. Not west, but north, because it goes by county. And
I left Ed's house and at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I got to my property at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was amazing.
You instantly got there. It's crazy. And I mean, Chattanooga is farther west than your house, I think.
What's that now? You talking to me?
I think that Chattanooga is more west than your house. You're
a little bit.
You're north of it.
North. You're south. You're southeast of me. So yeah, it's at an angle, roughly like that.
It's crazy.
What Dr. Ted say he's got something going on with the Coarium Co-op.
Yeah, for the members only, they do the live talks.
Oh, that's awesome. I wonder
when
he's going to
Dr.
do that.
Ted, did my
Saturday.
package arrive yet? I haven't heard. One of these days I should check the my email, see if it even made it.
Oh, Oinky wants to know if anybody has experience with self-cloning crayfish.
Oinky, it's
I've had
we're already
a
minute over and you're asking a hard question like that.
They're super easy. You just throw them in your tank and feed them anything, 3 shrimp pellets, and they'll just make babies on their own. And if you have like a puffer fish, and you can feed the babies to the puffer fish. But we'll talk about that later. I don't know if I'll be able to join you, Whip, because I'll be down south.
Yeah, you'll be doing the TED Talk thing, right? Or TED Talk. You'll be doing the Joe.
Yeah. And I don't know if I'll do a live stream or not. Right now, I can't find my earbuds with the microphone on them, which is a bummer. Last year, I had 1,700 people watched our live stream from the G.I. Joe Fest, and it was terrible. I had to turn it off because I was getting seasick. So this year, I was going to make sure I went a lot slower holding the camera. But
and when are you going to do that? Are you going to do that early in the morning?
I was going to do it from like 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock if you're free.
10, so it's 11 o'clock for me. Or no, it's 10, so it's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock for me. I could definitely do that.
I'll ask Jason also because he likes toys.
Yeah, well, if you got somebody else, I think 2 people reading chat would be more of a hassle. So, I mean, if you get him, and I'll probably just bow out. But I mean, if you need me, I'll do it.
The problem with him is I don't think he reads anything. I think he just enjoys watching and talking.
I sent you remember how we were talking about how the Lily sheriff from Aquascape, Greg Woodstock, he uses the cloth, what do they call those? The cloth pot. And I know Dr. Ted says nobody in the industry uses those, but he does, and he swears by them. So I sent one to Dr. Ted so he could try it. And I never got an email saying that it was delivered. So I don't know if you ever got that or not. Or if it's lost somewhere, or I don't know. I did use the address that came on the box you sent me. So if that wasn't your address, that's probably why you didn't get
it. What, George? When's your next show?
He doesn't know.
Tomorrow. Nice. At what is it? 4 p.m. Would be Pacific, so that would be 7 o'clock Eastern. It's Justin. No, it's not Justin. It's Stan the Man. Stan the Man. Pittman. Stanley Pittman.
And you guys got to check out George. I don't know. Probably everybody's already subbed to you, but if you guys aren't, if somebody could pop his link, I could do it if I knew how, but I don't. It's really a fun show.
Wednesday, the 25th, I got you on.
Yeah, I'm going to be on his show on the 25th. That's going to be crazy. Hopefully, I don't drive people away.
Fun. It'll be crazy fun. No, awesome. I got a lot of questions for you.
Oh man, I'm not a very smart guy. I just pretend. But that's okay.
Thank you, Mandy.
Well, should we call it a night? Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Was there any last minute questions or?
No, Zen, you're awesome. Speaking of toys, I picked up a Star Wars Star Speeder. What the hell is that? A Star Speeder 3000. You mean a land speeder? I don't know what that is.
Who said that? Who said that?
That was Cat House. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Cat House, I found a new type of mini balls that you open up and you make Lord of the Rings toys. And they fit perfect in my G.I. Joe's hands. So, and it's like a mold that I can make as many as I want. It is so cool. I wish they would do it with guns, but it's probably too violent. So they just have all the swords. But they were on sale for $3 a piece, so I bought 4 of them. So cool. But okay, I digress. And Whip told me that I shouldn't get off on subjects like that. Maybe I'll try to do a show somewhere in the middle of the week where I can just geek out again. You know, I used to do a geek out show with Rico, and it was probably the most fun I ever had on YouTube. So maybe we'll try to do it, and hopefully Rico will feel like doing it again, or after I start doing it, because it'd be awesome to be able to get him back. But let's wrap this thing up, and we'll catch y'all on the flip side. Bye, Rack.